The enduring light, a reflection on hope. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Anna stood at the edge of the woods, the path before her shrouded in morning mist. She had walked many miles, and lately the path felt heavier than the pack on her back. The world often seemed determined to dim the light, to silence the song. But a quiet, resilient voice always whispered back, "Keep going." We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. She remembered the storms that had passed, the moments she thought the sun would never return. Yet, it always did. The strongest roots are not in the sun, but in the dark. The journey was not about reaching the end, but about the slow, steady turning of the page. Even when the chapter felt difficult, the next one was always waiting to be written. Hope is a risk that must be run. It was easier to shield the heart, to expect the worst. But a shielded heart could never truly feel the warmth of the sunrise or the quiet strength of the tide. The wind was strong, but Anna was stronger. She knew that hope wasn't blind optimism. It was the quiet conviction that what she did now mattered for what would come next. Tears are often the telescope by which men see far into heaven. The times she wept were the times she saw most clearly. Grief was not the opposite of hope. It was often its root, reminding her of what was precious. The world was filled with broken things, broken promises, broken paths, broken light. But it was also filled with people choosing to mend, choosing to start again. Where there is no struggle, there is no strength. She realized that hope was not a destination. It was the companion that walked beside her through every valley and up every peak. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. And as the path smoothed and the sun warmed her shoulders, Anna knew the truth. Hope was not a wish for things to be easy, but the quiet, enduring grace to believe they would be good. Hope is definitely not the same thing as optimism. It is not the conviction that something will turn out well, but the certainty that something makes sense, regardless of how it turns out. She paused by a hidden spring, the water cool and clear. The hard-won clarity of her journey was this. Hope was not a guarantee of easy mornings, but the simple, unshakable belief that the journey itself had meaning. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness. Anna finally reached the vast, open plain, the sky stretching infinitely above her. The light of hope was not a solitary flicker, but the collective memory of every kindness ever shown, illuminating the path forward, together. Action is the antidote to despair. She stopped not to rest, but to build. Hope, she understood, was not a prayer whispered while waiting, but a muscle worked while creating. To despair was to stop. To hope was to lay the next stone. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. The stones were rough, flawed, and chipped from years of wind and rain. Yet, stacked together, they formed a resilient pillar. She realized that the difficult moments weren't meant to destroy her, but to create the small, imperfect spaces where light could finally enter. Hope is the pillar that holds up the world. Hope is the dream of a waking man. Anna rose, leaving the small marker behind her. The world was still immense and unknown, but her heart was lighter, anchored not by certainty, but by meaning. The enduring light was not a star far away, but the fire she carried within, a continuous, quiet promise.